All right. Well, good afternoon, everyone, or good morning, or I suppose good evening in some parts of the world. Hopefully you can hear me. Just checking on the audio here and make sure that everything's coming through. And so how is everybody doing today? Good morning, or I suppose good evening. Yeah, I think we have sound. If you're watching out there and if the sound isn't quite correct, could you please let us know? So welcome to another edition of what we call Conversations with Dune and Friends. And today, in terms of friends and guests, we have a wonderful person who has a lot of different things to share with you. And we have Dana Richard joining us from our Edmonton area here. And I'm going to bring her on here and we're going to introduce you properly, Dana, and we're also going to have you maybe add to that introduction. So Dana is a retired military personnel and had a lot of work done in the community here, lots of community involvement, lots of music background there as well. She plays the bass and many other instruments and does singing as well, so great vocalist. And so I'm going to bring you on here, Dana, and hopefully our viewers can see what's happening here. All right, I believe you're going to... Hi, Dana, how are you?
Surprise! Hi, Dune. I'm doing great.
Yes. So tell us, this morning you worked all morning, and you probably be working in the afternoon as well, but you took the time to join us for about 50 minutes or so, 45 minutes or so during the lunch break here. Thank you for doing that.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I'm really excited to do this. I was a little nervous, but I'm pumped and I'm ready to go and share some of my stories and lessons I learned in life.
You bet. That's wonderful. Now, I have shared it on your this live here feed on your wall, and let me just double check that it is coming through there.
Sure.
You know, it hasn't yet, so I wonder if you need to approve it or something like that, but it hasn't shown on your Facebook feed yet. That's okay, though. Hopefully the people who are joining us will be able to see it on my feed. And I also, do you have Facebook handy on a phone that you can just go into the timeline and do that review and go ahead and approve my tagging of you in that video? That way, whoever is watching your timeline can see it as well. All right. Well,
I'm just having a look right now.
Yeah. While you're doing that, Dan, I just want to tell the viewers about a little bit more about you. You and I met in the music community. First time I saw you, I think you were playing a bass with Jim, Dick, and folks there at the Leaf Jam, and you have you're in several bands as well, singing a cappella and as well as playing bass and doing vocal in another band. We'll have you talk more about that. But so let me know when you're able to find the share that video there on your timeline. Do you see it now yet?
Yeah, it's not showing on my timeline.
Yeah, if you go to, did you do the review and approve the tag, right?
Sorry, I'm not the quickest on Facebook.
Yeah, that's okay. While you're doing that, I'll just ramble on a little bit about your background here to our viewers. So yeah, you're in a band called Indecision, right? Indecision, and kind of a rock band with some retro style, I would say, and doing some a cappella work as well. And in that, you are with I think two other female vocalists in that particular configuration. And yeah, let's see here.
Is it okay, Dune? Is it okay that I can just share it on my timeline later? Maybe
you bet.
I just can't. Yeah,
you can share it on your timeline later. I have tagged you, so it just
okay.
doesn't. You know, at this point, I don't see it on your timeline. You know what? I see it. My apology. I had to scroll way down, but it is there.
Okay.
So,
okay.
yeah. Hold on.
We're back.
No, you know what? False alarm. I see the advertising post, but I don't see the video. But I have put a link in the advertising post so that people who are watching that will be able to see that. So I think we're okay. I think we're okay. All right. Well, let's get into it, Dana. Tell us more. Tell
Okay.
us more about your background. And
Well, before I start talking about myself, I wanted to say a few things about Dune also.
oh,
So, yeah, surprise. So, the first thing I wanted to share with everybody, all of Dune's friend, is did you know that Dune is the great inventor of the guitar faces, the Dune guitar faces? So Dune used to take some really good pictures on stage, and it would come up, musicians when they're playing, they get so into it and they have these big guitar face like da, na, na, na. And so Dune started to share his photos on Facebook, and he says, I'm going to add guitar face number to it. So this is guitar face 38 and this is number 16. So he had all these different numbers for his guitar face. So I just love that. So that's my first story. The second one is one time Dune went on stage and performed like a rock star, and somebody after the show went to see him and said, wow, man, Dune, you sound like a rock star, but how come you're looking like an accountant? so, so I thought that was so funny. So you can't judge a book by its cover. Even though Dune can look like a professional accountant, he can still rock the stage.
Yeah, believe me, I'm no accountant. All right.
And
well, this show is
I
all
have
about
one more.
you. Yeah. Oh, okay, go ahead.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, one more. So the last one I wanted to say is when I met Dune. When I met Dune, I was dancing with the girls on the dance floor, and Dune joined us, and he just, I think I might have give you a tambourine, or you grab one, and you were playing tambourine, and you were dancing with us, and your spirit is so bright and wonderful that everybody that's around you make them feel comfortable and welcome. And right away, I knew you were a stand-up person. And it's nice to see men being able to be themselves, express themselves, and just spread the love around them. And I felt that as soon as I met you. So thank you, Dune, for being you and being awesome. Yeah, so that's my Dune story. And I have a surprise for later, too.
Oh, wonderful. Well, thank you for sharing that. But let's get into some of the stuff that you want to share. I know we're going to play some music later as well. And we're going to have you talk about all kinds of things. So you have lots of adversity as well along the way, and you'll share that. So, tell us more.
Absolutely. Okay, so I'm going to share some of my life stories that like a little bit later, but I really, really wanted to get to my main message, why I'm doing this today. Okay, so I'm here to share with you through all my life experience. Some were wonderful, some were amazing, magical, you name it. But what I wanted to share with you is throughout my experience, I had to face adversity like most of you had to, right? And I had to figure a way out of it, the feeling stuck, and overcome all that adversity. So I spent a long time the last couple of years really doing the inner work. And what I learned in a nutshell is that life is like a box of, wait, no, that's Forrest Gump. Mine is a little close. I say life is like military boot camp. Life is like military boot camp. Okay, so I had I was very lucky to serve my country as a human resource management clerk for 19 years in the Canadian Armed Forces, and I was very fortunate to be able to do that. And what an adventure! And let me tell you, when you jump to military, before you can be a clerk, you have to learn to be a soldier first. Okay, so what the military do, this is what the military does. When you do the boot camp, it's just like in the movie. Like you have to crawl to the dirt, you get yelled at, you have to march a certain way, make your bed a certain way. So what they do is they break you down, okay, with all that adversity, all these challenges. So they break you down until your breaking point, and then they build you back up, okay? So like this, but not everybody makes it. Not everybody made it to the end. We lost a few soldier that just couldn't handle it. So it's was really challenging. So, but once you make it back up and they build you back up, you find so much strength, so much inner power, teamwork. You learn all these amazing lessons, and you get to the very top at the end of your boot camp, and you feel like such a rush. It's like a Shira moment. Oh, that's me. Shira moment. Well, okay. So that was me shooting practice on the range. Okay, so you get back, and then you succeed. You finish the course, and you get such a rush. Okay, so that is amazing. It was an amazing experience. Sometimes I look back, I'm like, wow, I can't believe I did it. It was like, it's like in the movie. It was really, really challenging, and I was one of 5 females and 45 guys. I was the shortest. I didn't speak English, barely. And I had to keep up as fast and wear the same weight as the 6'2" mountain man. I had the same challenges as the big guys. I had to keep up with everybody. I had to really dig deep and push even harder because I had all these things going against me. But I finished the course. I did it. And I was so proud of myself. And I've learned so much. So life is like military boot camp. Okay, so you start your life here as a baby, okay? And then life, slowly, you will learn, you will go through challenges in life. You learn conditional love. You're a good girl, you get love. You're bad girls, you go to your room, you don't get love, right? So you start with these life lessons, and then life, where's my hand? There's my hand. Life not breaks you down. You get so many adversity, challenges, and all these things until your breaking points. You're right here, you're hitting rock bottom, okay? But you can't stay there. You can't stay there and when you hit rock bottom. And I hit my rock bottom 2 years ago. And I was so stubborn, and I said, I can't handle more adversity. I can't do more trauma. I can't do it. So what happened is I was so stubborn, refused to move, that life came and kicked me while I was down. Get moving, do something. And I was like, nope. I'm not doing it. I was so stubborn. I refused it. And then I got so bad that then I surrendered. I knew it was time for me to do something, and only me could save myself. And that was a miracle that I found the strength, because not everybody makes it. When you hit rock bottom and you get kicked when you're down, not everybody can make it. But I'm here today to show you that you can, okay? That's my big message. So what I did is I found the strength to slowly save myself and swim back to the top for air and swim. So my heart got broken open to let the light in, right? And I said, okay, I'm going to do this. I chose to get myself out of there. And then slowly, I step by step, baby steps, right? I call it baby steak. Baby steak. What does that mean? I'll get to it. Okay. So step by step, you get your way back, and then everything start to open up. You find your inner strength. You find that you have so many resources around you. You find your inner voice. You find your value. You find your self-love. You find all these things on your way back up, and then you get there. I'm almost there. I can feel it. I see the end of the tunnel. I'm still in the process. I'm still divorcing. The courts are closed. I'm still on pause, but I see I'm almost there, and I feel so powerful. And I did all the work. It took me 2 years to get there, but I'm getting there, and I have never felt better in my whole life, because living in the unknown is not easy. But I found the strength to get back up there. Now I have a lot of people in my village that help me to get back up there, for sure. But when I said baby steak, what's baby steak? Baby steak is, you can't give basically baby a steak. Okay, so you get your little baby, then you hold your baby, and then you give the baby milk, or you give it to mama to give milk, and then you put a little bit of formula down the road, and then you introduce a vegetable and a fruit, and then you introduce soft food. It takes such a long time before they get all their teeth to get to the steak, right? Well, soul growth, inner work is like that. It takes time. And you have to be patient and have so much compassion for yourself. And it takes time. And I used to get so frustrated how slow the progress was. And but I did. And then what's happening is when you start loving on yourself and only allowing good things in your life, you notice that your life is a lot better. And things, I'm starting to attract opportunities. Like today is an opportunity, Dune, inviting me to join. And I was like, wow, what an amazing opportunity. What a beautiful platform to share my message. And let me tell you, if you asked me to do this a few years ago, Dune, I don't know if I would have said yes. I didn't know if I had the strength, because I used to worry so much about what other people think about me. I didn't love myself enough, and I would get nervous, and I used to look outside of myself for validation. And I don't think I would have been ready, but now that I feel better, I'm ready to do this. So folks, I'm here today. So my main message is to bring you hope that it's possible to get unstuck. No matter how bad and ugly it is, it's possible. And I have some coping methods that I've learned that help me to get started, because there's so many different kind of healing modalities out there that can help you. And you're like, where do I start? So you got this puzzle boxes, and then it's got 1,000 pieces, and then you throw it on the floor and say, okay, start making the puzzle. You're like, oh, okay. So where do I start? So my suggestion to you is that you start by, doing the outline of the puzzle, right? You start putting the pieces, the outline. And the outline work when you make a puzzle in real life, okay, I would suggest, this is what worked for me, okay, is you Google list of values, okay? And then you'll get like maybe 50 to 100 different values. And you look for your 10 core values. What's speak to your soul? What's important to you? Your 10 core values, okay? So then you take those values and then you put them in order. And to do that, it's hermit work. Hermit work means you have to contemplate by yourself without being disturbed. You can't have outside voices interfering, okay? If you can't be alone at home, then you go for walks in nature, you go in your car, you do what you gotta do. You need to do the hermit work. So do your value, and then you put it, this is the big deal, okay? You ready? Okay, so you got your 10 values, all in order, you did so that's how we're gonna start making the puzzle. Okay, sorry. So then you get yourself some sticky notes, okay? You put your values on your sticky notes, and you put that sticky note right by your bed. So every time you go to bed, or you first thing when you wake up, you got your list of value right there in your face, okay? So you got your list, and you will never find true happiness unless if you live your life not according to your value. You will feel like something off, something's not right, something's missing. So you need to find your core value and do what it takes to live your life this way.
Do the work. Hey,
sometimes you have to do changes. Yes.
Thank you for sharing that. What I like to do, that's awesome. Make the list and stick with it. And in other words, be guided by something. Be guided by something. Premeditated actions, as one might say. But what I like to do for a couple minutes is spin through some of the photos that you have here. And for each one, if you just make a quick comment about it. Now, we're going to get into more about music. We're going to get into more about back to this again. But I'd like to just take a couple minutes to spin through the photos. So let's do that. And in fact, when I do that, I'm going to even take myself off the screen here. So it's going to be sort of random here. For each one, you just say a few things about it, and we'll move on from that photo. So here I am.
Okay, so thank you, Dune. So this photo was taken with my unit called 50 Medical Company. So I was a clerk right in the center there back in I think this picture was 96. And you see our uniform. It was like the camel green, but now it's changed. It's got all the different patterns. But this was with the medical company, and I was a clerk for the medics. So that was a really good unit. Oh, boom, right on target. So that's me with a C7 doing a practice shooting at the range. And I really enjoy. We also get to throw grenades during basic training and go in the gas hut and doing all sorts of awesome stuff like night shooting with paraflares. And anyway, military was amazing experience for sure. Next. Oh, hello. That's me. That's one of my passion hobby. I got to be a beekeeper for 5 years, and now I kind of turn into an activist to save the bees because we're moving on. That's me. Sorry, I talk too much sometimes. I'm not sorry. Okay, so that's me as a beekeeper turned activist, and I'm hoping one day to be have bees again because I love it. Everybody should be a beekeeper, FYI. You can in Edmonton. Okay, that's me doing my school presentation. That was my biggest group in the school. They filled the whole gym, and I was presenting about bees. And I love presenting to children because kids are curious and they have questions and they're like thirsty for knowledge. And there's such a great audience. The little kids, they don't sit still for long, but a little bit elementary school, usually it's awesome. And that's me doing my activism on the radio station, the Fort Saskatchewan radio station, Mix 107. And they let me come on the show on that day to do some messages about bee and what we can do to help the bees. And oh yeah, that's me again. It was a student fair at that school, and they invite me to join. And I love getting the kids to wear the bee suit and get them involved and smell the honey and learning some fun facts. So that was another fun day. And that's me. Oh yeah, that photo shoot was done by Diane on the south side, and this happened after my big when my world changed, and I said, that's it, I have to come out as me. I was kind of starting to reinvent myself. So when I did that guitar shoot, I said I'm going to do one with my bass, and my friend Scott made that bass really nice. He does custom work, so if you're interested, let me know and I'll send you his name. And that's me with my melodeon. I inherited a melodeon from my mother, and I'm really good at playing Happy Birthday and a couple songs. And people, they think, whoa, when I bring it out for birthdays, it makes a big impact and it's a lot of fun. And yeah, good times with the melodeon for sure. This is my harmony trio. We were called, we're no longer performing, but we were called the Carmelas, and this was Zoe and Kathy, and we had a chance to perform at the Legion and at private function, and we sang oldies to all kinds of fun harmony song, and we had a lot of fun. So I'd love to sing again for sure, and I love dressing up in cute outfits, and so that was fun. That's us with a vintage car, and we had a little photo shoot after the event, and we had a lot of fun posing together, and it was such a great function that day. I'm glad we got to participate. Yeah, for sure. What an adventure. That's me with my band and decision. You can see Scott in the back, our drummer. And this one was taken at Richard's Pub, and we had a great time. We invited all our friends that night, and we got a few people to sing on stage with us. I love inviting friends on stage when we perform to make it more interactive and give people the experience. That's me as Lady Elvis. I won. I entered a contest. It was a Halloween dressing up contest. The first place for the best male costume. They couldn't get guys to participate to do the lineup. So I said, well, I'm dressed as Elvis. I'm going to enter both categories. And I won the best male costume as Elvis. Lady Elvis. Oh, goodness. That was a fun gig. This is with my band Indecision. You can see Scott and Kenny and Claire, and Scott was in the back, and we had at a fundraiser. There was a lot of bikers there, so I got to wear a little Harley Davidson tank top, and we rocked all night. And let me tell you, these people know how to party, and they have great stamina. It was such a fun gig. So, this photo was taken back in 2016. I went to the Mall of America in the United States. The Mall of America is built by the same brothers that built the West Edmonton Mall, except the layout is different. Our West Edmonton Mall is flat. The Mall of America is compact and tall. Okay, so this picture is where I started my inner journey. It's, if you could see, it's like a butterfly, and it says "Be the change," and I was like, wow, the butterfly effect, right? So that's when I started to say, yeah, I gotta step up my game and make this world a better place. So this picture had such a big impact that's when it clicked in for me that I had to do more. Because we all have to step up. If we all want to make this world a better place, we all have to step up to the plate and do better. Oh, okay. So for 5 years, I think, I was very lucky. I got to participate and be a cheerleader for the Edmonton's Eskimo for the halftime show. And we were called the Esky Ladies. And let me tell you, confidence building to the max, because you get to dance in front of 40 to 70,000 people. No big deal, right? So, and I was very lucky because I got picked a few times to be the head of the triangle. So what happens when you're in the front and center of the triangle, you have nobody in front of you to show you the routine, because the other ones in the back can kind of follow. So I had to be front and center in front of 40, 70,000 people with nobody I could follow. That was challenging, but I said, if I can do this, I can do anything. So I was so happy I did it. This was a great group that year. There's my good friend Chantel and Kathy there. Oh, you see, that's what was our formation in the middle, and you can see us. And then when you're performing in front of people, you also have a camera right there, kind of in your face, and you're like, oh, the whole world can see it too. Oh, well, have fun. No big deal. So I would say always challenge yourself. Always. Oh, okay. Switch. That's so funny. This picture was taken at the Panama Canal in Panama. I was very lucky in life that I got to travel Europe, Panama, Cuba, St. Lucia, the US. In a motorhome, we went to a lot of states, and Canada. The only place in Canada I haven't been yet is Newfoundland. I can't wait to go. I hope to go. I hope this COVID, the aftermath, we can still kind of go back to normal. I don't know what the new world's going to be like. It's up to us to make it, right? So this picture was in Panama. And anyway, traveling is awesome, and you learn so much about culture. And this photo was taken by some of the most, I was square dancing. I square danced for 4 years with seniors. And let me tell you, these people amaze me. They're the friendliest people you ever meet. Square dancers, they've been through so much adversity. They're like in their 70s and 80s, and they still have the oomph to keep going and be happy-go-lucky and put the best foot forward. I'm like, we can learn from them because they still go out there and dance and have so much stamina. So I want to be like them when I grow up. Oh, these are my girls. Hey, if you're watching. So I started 15 years ago, this group called MTO, Mom's Time Off. And every month we do something fun without the kids. So to uplift each other, like we went canoeing, shooting, recorded CDs, ghost walk tours, you name it. We did so many fun things. And this photo was us dressing up for Halloween. So the last few years we've been doing themed costume. This was the year we went as Kiss. Yeah, best costume ever. We had so much fun. And then some years, last year we were at a celebration. We had happy birthday, happy Easter, Merry Christmas, we were celebration. And then we did 1 year Wizard of Oz. So, and this is the MTO group. We went and volunteered at the Hope Mission. And by the way, when you meet homeless people, some of them have been through so much adversity that they look at life differently, and they're quite awakened people. Same with the LGBT community. These people have to learn to accept themselves. So I have a lot of respect for these people because they had to learn a hard lesson young or on the street, and they had to learn to love themselves. Some of them didn't make it. Some of them, they numb themselves and they struggle like the homeless ones, but hopefully they'll make it, okay? And with my mom's group, we like to try new things. This one was Segway downtown. Everybody should go. You can go rent Segways and go downtown for 45 minutes. It's beautiful. It's such a fun adventure. And if you have people visiting from out of town, take them on the Segway. It's so much fun. You can pretend you're like playing Mall Cup. Oh, one of my favorite quotes. One candle can light 1,000. That's right. So that's what resonates with me. I can be that candle that light many people. So that's what I'm hoping to do in the near future. I have something I'm working on to a fun project with a friend. We're going to have many people, so you can be a candle and light many other candles. So one candle can light thousands. That's me in the States on our last trip with the girls, and it was right after the big explosion in my life happened. So it was wonderful. I got to go and have a girls trip in San Diego in the States, and it was when I started to find myself again, and I had my girls with me along the way. And it's hard for loved ones to watch you go through pain. It's really hard for them. Like I've been told by a few that it's hard for them to watch me go through all the life lessons. They have to watch you crumble. They have to follow you. They watch you go down, but they also get to watch you build yourself back up, right? So it's pretty good. This photo was back in 1988. Ooh, I'm a little bit older than 18. I used to play in high school. I used to play the trumpet, and I won the audition to become the high school band singer. I was really nervous because I remember there was a bunch of guys in front of the stage when I was auditioning, mocking us. So it was really, really hard to audition when you have people kind of making fun of you at the butt. But when I won, I was like, yes. And then they were looking at me like, oh, so that felt good. Oh, geez.
Well, that is
Dune.
wonderful.
Thank
you for yeah. Can you hear me still? Wonderful, Dana. Thank you for sharing the sort of the moments in time as you make your journey through this complex times of ours called life. And I'd like to hear from you if there were 3 sort of key lessons or key insights that you want to share with our group today beyond what you shared so far. What might they be? And maybe tell us a bit of a story behind that insight.
Okay, before I do that, do I have time to ask? I came up with something. It's called 10 Questions with Dune. So I wanted to ask you a couple questions too, right. Dune.
Okay.
Are you willing to do that?
Go ahead. Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So these are 10 random questions to get to know Dune. First one. Question 1. Do you like camping?
I do. Yes.
Okay. Okay. How many guitars do you own?
Can I take the 5th on that, or whatever that number is? I have lots. I have I have more than I have hands. Let's just say, and maybe more than I have fingers.
And that's what I thought. Do you have any pets?
We used to, but no. Since the last one passed away, we have focused on our 2 sons, and so no. Not
okay. And the last one, I'll just keep it short. Would you consider running for mayor?
No. That's a tough job. I respect anybody who actually put themselves through that sort of scrutiny and that sort of complexity. I mean, love them or hate them. In my opinion, public servants, I respect them for the service that they provide, whether they do great at it or they do mediocre or not so great. There's still a part of me that respect them all for doing that work, because I wouldn't want to do it.
Absolutely.
That's not something that I can, so endure. So let's get back to you, though.
Yes.
Our listener wants to hear from you. Do you have 2 or 3 insights that you really want to share?
Yeah, because we're running out of time, I'm going to just flash through them. It's don't always take the burnt toast. Right, moms?
Okay. Tell us more, though.
You know what I mean?
Tell us more, though. Expand on that.
When you go camping, there's always a burnt toast. And then you're like scraping it off and like you give all the good stuff to your kids first and your husband. And then you'll take the burnt toast. Don't do that. Okay? Do the inner work and get back to self-love. Please do that. Okay? Think of 3 things you could do to make this world a better place, and then come up with 3 solutions how you could do that. So get the ball rolling. And then my other message is love the bees. Thank you, Dune.
All right. Love the bees. What I like to do, we can run a bit beyond the 12:50 mark there. And so if you're good, we can run closer to just a few minutes before 1 o'clock. So we have about 10 more minutes if we need.
Okay.
Would that be all right? Yeah.
Thumbs
All
up.
right. So I like to show some videos that just to get the audience of a sense of the kind of music that you play here. So give me a second. I'm going to queue up a video. Now this is going to be, this first video is, I think our audience probably recognize this tune, would be my guess, right? So I'm going to do it like this. So I'm going to take our video off the screen for a moment here. Give me a second. Okay. All right, we have the technology. Let's give this a shot. And maybe I'll just do it in 480p. And tell me if you can hear the sound, okay?
Sure.
So tell us about this clip.
Okay, so this is where it all began. At the Leaf, when I used to play bass in my house, and the first time I decided to play with anybody, I said, I'm going to go to Jim's Jam and play with musicians I've never played before in front of a full bar. I thought that was a good idea at the time. So I like to challenge myself. So Jim was awesome, and his band, the Wang Dang Doodle Band, was awesome. And they let me pick 3 songs, and then I would say, could you guys learn those? And then the next week we were all play together. And so this is where I started it. So Kathy was singing on that day, and you could see the band, and Wayne joined us, and Gary. So that was where it all began.
All right, we're going to queue up the second video. I believe this is the correct one. And I got to do this quickly, and I'm going to go do that. Okay, talk about this one. Actually, I'll play it first. So tell us about this one.
Okay, this one was at our last, we were at the Noah's Ark Animal Rescue fundraiser with the band Indecision. And on that song, Scott was singing. And we have Scott and Kenny, and Scott, the drummer also, and the beautiful Claire playing on keys. And myself, I did the bass and vocals for some of the song. And we raised a lot of funds for Animal. And if this is a cause that call your heart, I like to say, go check out Noah's Ark and Spruce Grove. And they do a lot of good work with animals. So my band Indecision, we had a lot of fun. And like I said earlier, what I like about our band, what's magical is you get people to come on stage, okay, and participate with us. So right now, we're like, the band is kind of like, anyway, long story. But back then, we had a lot of fun. And this is an example of a friend we had on stage. Her name is Karen, and she sang a song with us, Hit Me With Your Best Shot. rock.
Hmm.
Yes, 80s rock. That band was 80s rock. So now, with this COVID, and we're starting again from scratch after this, I have a ukulele coming from Amazon. I'm very excited. I'm going to try my hand on a uke and maybe teach others a quick set and maybe do some fun project to raise money for the food bank. Our food bank in my area has been hurting since December, so I feel called to try to do something to raise funds for the food bank. So that's what I had in mind. Hopefully, I love playing the ukulele, but definitely I like to get back when life permits. Get back into music, for
Yeah.
sure. You know.
Yeah. Definitely have a love for music, that's for sure. Uh,
Yes. Yes.
I'm going to put you on the spot here by asking if I ask you one key sort of lesson you learned from your musical journey while I spin through the studio full photos here for our audience. Maybe tell us about that one lesson. And if you care, tell us a story behind that lesson. If you could, that would be great. One lesson that you learned from your musical journey.
I think the biggest lesson I've learned is you do not have to be perfect to play. When I first started playing at the Leaf, I was a little bit, I had to dig deep because all these musicians that have been playing for 20 plus years, I only been playing for a few months. Okay. I was fresh with bass. All these guys are race cars. Like I'm talking Mustang, vroom, vroom, like big time race car. And here comes this little Chevette. I consider like I was freshly just starting. I didn't know what I was doing, right? But when I got on stage, I've noticed I could capture people attention and people, they wanted to see more. People were interested and people were like, wow, can you play more songs? And so what I'm saying is even though I'm not the best, I can still offer something. So I think everybody should join a band or start a band. There you go. You have to start a band. You have to do the inner work. And Laurie said, okay, so you don't have to be perfect. And you can just start as a tambourine person, like learn a few songs and learn rhythm and go play at live events and just play the tambourines to get started, to get confidence because music will give you superpowers. It gave me my voice. That's when it started. I started playing music on stage, being so confident, getting confidence that's when I found, wow, my voice matter. My voice has power. That's when I started my really doing the inner work is through music and going live and performing it, putting myself out there because it's not easy. Like what I'm doing today, being vulnerable, takes a lot of courage to open yourself up for people to see you, who you really are. So I would encourage you to get out there and try something new and to push yourself because you'd be surprised. So music has been one of those, and it's been a magical journey. And I meet so many amazing people, learn so many good lessons, and I wish everybody could do it. Everybody get on stage. So go get a tambourine. And then go get a ukulele and join my project for the food bank. And let's go.
Wonderful. Awesome. So if you have one last sort of story or one last insight that you want to share with our viewer, what would it be? Anything top of mind, do you think?
Yes. Okay. Dealing with my crisis would have been a lot easier if I didn't deal with all my store trauma that I didn't want to deal with throughout my life. So I would say instead of numbing, I would say you have to feel it to heal it. So as things come up in your life, feel it to heal it. Okay. So what I would do instead of dealing with the issue as I would stuff it down. Okay. And start cleaning the house or overschedule myself, be busy. So I didn't feel. And then what would happen is I would go camping. I would go somewhere and be by myself. And then whoosh, I got all these undealt emotion rising up to the surface for me to look at it, but I didn't want to look at it. So I would stuff them down. So numbing could be many things. It could be video games, reality TV, alcohol, substance abuse, intimacy things. It could be all kinds of things. My drug of choice was being over busy, stuffing it down, and mixed with reality TV. So I would say stop numbing, take off your mask, look at yourself, and deal with it. So when you have a life crisis, you don't have all this undealt stuff pushing you even more down. So deal with life. Look at your childhood wounding, your core wounding, which most people is rejection. It's at some point we have to deal with that, and not having self-love and giving away our power, right? So do the inner work. So when life happens, you're solid. You're like, I have a real foundation. So I'm building my life right now with a strong foundation, and I know what I deserve now. I know what I want, and it's happening, Dune. So if you do the work, it'll get better, but you have to take yourself.
Wonderful. On that note, I'd like to thank you, Dan and Richard, for joining us here over the lunch break. And it's been wonderful hearing from you. And our viewers out there, if you could comment on the post there, Dana or myself will respond to that. So thank you. Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, Cindy.
Yeah.
Hi, Cindy. Cindy's on the line. She says hi. Hi, Cindy. She's from Noah's Ark. Everybody go check it out.
All right. Well, thank you so much again, Dana, and have a wonderful afternoon. Go ahead.
And thank you, Dune, for this amazing opportunity. I'm so proud. And by the way, guys, so much work goes behind this. And Dune has been such a rock star, and he's an amazing rock star in all kinds of ways. So thank you, Dune, for being an example for so many and touching the life in a positive way, and touching my life for sure. And I really appreciate you, Dune.
Thank you, Dana. Thank you. We appreciate you as well. And on that
note, thank you,
note,
everybody, for watching, Dude's Friend.
Absolutely. On that note, good afternoon, everyone. Take good care of yourself. Take good care of one another. Until we meet again, have a wonderful day.